How about that
Just,
playing tournament, Bruce?
oh, we're gonna go to play tournament. Well, that's like the topping on the cake. We can start there. I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So
Well,
I'll
go ahead.
I'll I'll start just um if that is the last time that I got to see Steph, Clay, and Draymond play together, it was a great ride. I am very happy that that was the way I really got introduced into loving basketball was watching them play for 12 years. Um, I don't think that it'll be the last time they play together, but obviously with Clay in a contract year, Draymond's issues on and off the court this year,
Easy.
there are a lot of questions. I don't know what that team is going to look like next year. Um, all I know is I feel real bad for Steph Curry, who averages like 2 free throws a game, gets assaulted in the lane every game, and that man just tries so hard. And then Clay goes over in that game. Draymond was decent, but like
Jeez, come on.
it was a rough game to watch, um, as potentially the last game together. So I really hope that they get another full season together. Um, but if they don't, it's been a pleasure. 4 championships, 6 finals appearances. It's a good
I
time.
think I'll be honest, man. Ideally, I think this is the best time for you to have because Steph Curry's game's not going to age, and I think I've made that a point to talk
Yeah,
about previously. Because his ball handling and his skills, are, like with shooting, like he's the best shooter of all time. And you got Chris Paul coming back for a 20th year. Let's go.
is he?
Yeah, he's coming back. He's coming back.
I doubt he'll come back on the Warriors, but yeah.
No, he's coming back to the Warriors. Well, I think it's what I read. It was in passing that I saw it. But
He said he wanted to come back and that he was going to come back. He was probably going to come back for another year, but he wasn't
was it a
sure.
1 year? Was it a 1 year option or was it a team option or what was it? Do you remember?
I don't. I
Anyways,
think it was just. I think his contract just
well,
expired.
but regardless, though, I guess right now is the best time to if you're going to change and make that transition. There we go again with the transition into a new chapter. And if you want to take advantage of Steph Curry's skill set, you might want to do that now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So that way you can have at least maybe another run. I don't want to say title run because it all
yeah,
depends on what you can do and what kind of like games you can like try to do or play, so to speak, with your finagling of a roster and whatever. But if you want to do it one more time, because like Steph Curry is not getting any older or not getting any younger,
yeah,
so I don't know. I think this is a good opportunity for their owner. I can't remember his name, but I love the guy. How can you love him without, I know the quote that I really like from him, like, I don't care what it costs. I want to win. I don't care if I
yeah,
have to pay whatever into a luxury tax. That was a great quote. And I was like, I want an owner like that. I want an owner like that for the Bulls. I want an owner like that for the Cubs. I want an owner like that for the Bears. I don't care about the White Sox, but you know what I'm saying.
yeah.
And no, I think it's a good transition time for them.
Well,
But go ahead.
they have some wiggle room, not really financially, but they do because they've got Andrew Wiggins' max contract. I'll
Is
be
it a max?
perfectly honest. Yeah.
Whew.
Well, it was a
It-
max when he signed it. It's not a max anymore, but it's like
right.
38 mil. Um, you've
Oof.
got Jonathan Kuminga as a trade piece who he is thought of very highly around the league
True.
after he played this year. And so you also have Moses Moody, who Steve Kerr really didn't want to play. But when he did play, he played very well. So the Warriors have trade pieces. The question is just what do they want to do? But the
Yes.
Warriors
Yes.
historically go out and they make
Sigh.
moves.
Yeah.
Yes, Wiggins absolutely robbing the Warriors. He honestly contract was worth it because he helped us win a championship in 2022.
Because
So
he played great defense actually that year. I remember like that
yeah, and
wasn't that
he was the second scoring option.
he was the replacement for Iguodala that year, wasn't he?
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, Wiggins was the
Wow.
primary defender and the second scoring option on their championship team in 22. So I mean, you got to be grateful for that. But right now, he's not all there. So with that being said, I think Wiggins. I mean, if you put together, I don't have a star in mind, But if you put together a package of Wiggins, Jonathan Kuminga, and maybe Moses Moody and a couple picks, I think you could get a very good player. I don't know who that's going to be. I think a lot of that will go down to what we'll talk about in a second with who may lose a little early in this playoff run. But if a star becomes available, I mean, nobody thought they were going to go get KD. Nobody thought they were going to trade for Chris Paul or even trade for D'Lo and then trade for Andrew Wiggins. Like, the way the Warriors have done business in the last decade is completely unlike any other franchise, and that's why they won so much. So I think they will make an attempt to keep Curry, Clay, and Draymond, and then I think the only other people who are safe are the Warriors' 2 rookies from this year, which is Brandon Pozinski and Trace Jackson Davis. They played really well, and they're very cheap. Everybody else, I think, is on the chopping block and could get traded.
Rookies, I think are fine. The rookies are fine. I think Clay is gone, in my opinion. I think Draymond Green's gone. I really do think that you could build a roster around Wiggins and Curry. I do. But
And I think Curry or Wiggins would benefit from actually being the second option because I think they tried so heavily to get Clay going this year, and eventually they did. Obviously, not in the playing game against the Kings, but eventually, Clay was averaging 20 over the second half of the season on really good shooting splits, but it took them emphasizing him so much in their game plan that Wiggins kind of just fell by the wayside. So,
but hold on. You ready for this?
yes.
You need defensive stopper on that team, correct?
Yes, you do.
You know who the defensive stopper is going to be next year in the second round when you draft him? Who? Bronny James. And you know what happens with that? LeBron decides to leave the Lakers and go over to Golden State to play with his son, Steph Curry, and Andrew Wiggins, and play for one more title run so he could try to catch Jordan. I said it. That's what I wanted to tell you earlier this week. I don't know if you knew what I was going to say, but
I'm not going. I'm gonna be perfectly honest. If the Warriors get LeBron, I will lose my mind.
You would. I would use it in a positive way.
Yes.
Like having LeBron James and Steph Curry on the same team, like that, that's just an a mind blown type situation, dude.
I would lose my mind. Like
it's right now. Why do you have your hoodie up, bro?
I've had my hoodie up all day.
I haven't even noticed that.
I've had my hoodie up since I got on this stream. You can ask that.
Bro, looks like a little kid right now.
Yeah, I've had my hoodie up the whole time.
How have I not noticed that until now?
I will be insufferable.
Oh, I know.
If the Warriors get LeBron James.
You're already a huge pain in my ass already. I can only.
Oh, I know. But I will call you randomly and just be like, hey, like I've never gotten involved in the NBA GOAT discussion. I would just for fun. I would just call you and be like, hey, if LeBron wins this championship, he's the GOAT.
Okay. Anyways, but like I said though, I okay.
LeBron won Steph Curry too.
You heard me. You heard it dropped here. Third Down Thursdays on April. What are we? 18th? April 18th. Boom, April 18th. That being said, though, can we please talk about how the refs gave the game to the Lakers against the Pelicans?
They did.
I don't even know if you. I don't even know. I was gonna say I don't even know if you watched any of that.
I've watched all the playing games. Yeah. So
oh my God.
The Lakers shoot like 12 more free throws.
It was insane.
Than the Pelicans, and I will say the refs are consistently not calling as many fouls in general. That's been a huge trend across the NBA this year. It's been a big deal. The broadcasts are making a big deal about it. Well, but no, this is the fewest amount of fouls that have been called per game in a season since like the 60s.
Should be less.
What'd you say?
I said it should be less.
No, that it is.
It was a joke. Just continue.
But no, that's my point is that's the only team that's not applying to is the Lakers. They did it when the Lakers would play the Warriors all year. Like every time I watch a Lakers game, it's the team they're playing is 10 of 14 from the line and the Lakers are 33 of 35. Well, they're so
Second
good at
quarter,
so good at shooting free throws because they get so many every game.
that second quarter though, that second quarter is what really killed the Pelicans. I think they scored only 16 points. It was what 34 to 16 in that second quarter.
Yeah,
I do want to make it a point to talk about Zion in that game. That was the first I've ever seen him like just ball out and like he looked like he was in college again. First
that's
of
the
all, like
first time since his debut game.
I haven't watched as much Pelican basketball. I'm not gonna say like I watched the NBA draft when he was a part of it. Nice. I watched the NBA draft when Zion was a part of it, or I'm sorry, the lottery because I wanted the Bulls to get Zion. I did 100%
Yeah.
selfishly, but nice. However, they did not, and he has been riddled with injury and out of shape and amoeba status for his entire career. However, I saw him the other night when he played against the Lakers, and I was like, and I mean, I've seen highlights and blah blah blah, whatever, but I haven't actually physically watched him play. And the first thought that came to my mind was, "Damn, he's explosive." Like brother, like it was more explosive than what I was doing in the bathroom a couple days ago. I'm saying, dude, like he was, dude. For those of you that didn't know, that was talked about earlier in the show. But I'm saying that block he had on LeBron that ended up like festering into a fast break. Woo!
Did you see that charge that LeBron took?
I did not. I missed
Zion
that.
ran a train on LeBron.
Pause.
No pause.
No.
He obliterated him. In the words of our great producer, Cy, he power bombed him.
Ah! Oh, that's awesome. But you know what though? I not yes. Oh, that's good.
That clip of LeBron getting a train ran on him got like 40,000 views on our Instagram. So shout out to Bron.
But dude, I'm gonna tell you, man, like he's I don't know, I really like what Zion's doing. If he can stay healthy, obviously he hurt his hamstring at the end of that game.
Yeah.
But or towards the end of that game. But I don't know if he's back for the next play-in game or not. But he's not. Yeah, see, that sucks. That sucks because if so, like right now, if you're the Pelicans, you decide to try to move on from him and try to like get a package together to get rid of him, and because he can't stay healthy, and just decide to move on, similar to what they did with Anthony Davis.
You think they're gonna? I don't think they get rid of Zion.
I mean, not yet.
AD wanted out. I don't think Zion wants out. AD wanted out.
Maybe he's a little bit quieter about it than AD was, because AD was like, now that I remember, AD was like visibly like you wear T-shirts and shit like that saying I want out, or like I'm tired of this or something like that. Guy just wanted. You're right. Guy just wanted to get the hell out.
Yeah, he wanted to go to LA to be with his little buddy Bron.
Well, just wait until
Bron goes bye-bye.
Little Bronny Brown wants to go over to, or maybe they end up somehow getting AD and Bron over at Golden State. That'd be so stupid.
Mark my words, if they get AD and LeBron in Golden State while Steph Curry is still there, I will run through this apartment complex in my underwear. Like,
mark that. Make sure we
go ahead, mark it, because it's not gonna happen. Hey, yo, but no, like that's not gonna happen. But like that's been the Warriors' biggest problem is they never have a big man. Give me two guys who get 10 rebounds a game.
There's gonna be some meat. It's gonna be some meat, all right. All right. Next one. We got 76ers versus Heat was an absolute freaking dogfight, dude.
Classic.
Like I'm not even kidding. Like that's the throwback basketball, like freaking hard defense, freaking smash mouth basketball, fun basketball, like just like getting into it physically, like unfortunately, Jimmy Butler with a sprained MCL is now out for the game against the Chicago Bulls, which we'll talk about next.
He's out indefinitely.
Yep. So he's going to be out a few weeks. Well, he's out regardless because the Bulls are winning the next game anyways because they don't have him. Well, we'll see actually because they move the ball better without Jimmy Butler. But anyway, all right. So that game was fun. Joel Embiid, despite being multiple ailments about him, and dude, Nicholas Batum, like his shooting, bro, like he was the one that brought them back in that game. Because at one point, the 76ers were down by what, 14, 15 points. And the fact that like dudes were I love that game. It was just a fun game. Like the NBA playoffs are all about the NBA in general, like with good NBA teams, is a game of swings. And man, let me tell you, like it was a fun game to watch. Though it was a fun game.
I really liked it because Joel Embiid didn't shy down. He was getting doubled almost every single possession, and he was throwing elbows. He was
He
not
was playing,
afraid.
he was playing awesome zone defense too.
Yeah, they played. You can correct me if I'm wrong on this. I think it was like a 3-2 triangle. Somebody said.
Took it the 3-2.
Yeah. So, but it was specifically because Embiid likes getting the ball a little bit higher
Which
on the
helps.
floor.
Uh-huh.
He doesn't like getting it just in the low post because he can shoot. So he likes being able to have a little bit more floor to work with. And so they
So
were
essentially, it
playing
was
that zone.
it's like a 1-3-1.
Yeah. And
Which
so
was
the extra one just traps Embiid immediately when he gets the
so.
ball.
What was what the 76ers did really well when they started catching on to it, and when the Heat, because I think Jimmy Butler had like freaking 5 steals. What the Heat, or I'm sorry, what the 76ers did to adjust was like have that baseline runner. And you saw that once he got behind the defense a few times, because Embiid was seeing the floor really, really well. Like he would catch that ball. So he was basically, everything he did last night was completely what you should do as a big man that flashes to the high post. Boom, caught that ball, turned and looked. He would take that jumper, or like you attack the hole quickly because like, he's good. Or he'd be like, boom, oh, see the cut, boom, and you get that pass and layup. It was awesome. It was artwork. It was like that was the epitome of what basketball should look like.
Well, what basketball should look like is that ball movement play that the Bulls had last night. I don't know, Sai or Connor, I don't know if you can find it. If you just look up like ball movement Bulls on Twitter and see if you can find this clip from last night, literally it is poetry in motion.
So
and
that
it was gorgeous.
Let's go on to that, man, because like that sequence of basketball that they had right there. So I was struggling last night to stay up because I was sick, and I tried my damnedest to stay up throughout that whole game to watch it, because I took medication, I took everything, but I was still awake during that second quarter sequence. But my God, dude, what I saw and during that, like I was like, dude, where was this? Where's this been? Why? Like this feels like 2009 all over again. The stadium was like rocking. They were swinging the sea red towels, like. People were going nuts. There was a steal. By Ayo Dosunmu, kicked it over to DeMar DeRozan. DeMar DeRozan went up, like dribbled off his leg for a second, went up, and bam, just dunked it. I'm like, where's this been? And that was after the sequence of great basketball where it was like drive, kick, boom, swing, boom, swing, boom, swing, drive, kick, boom, kick out, boom.
Well, and until the last pass, it was a beautiful defensive possession by the Hawks. They were switching perfectly. They were rotating. Like, they were playing really good defense too. And the Bulls just refused to take a bad shot. And it was gorgeous.
100%.
Honestly, Jack,
that's 100% accurate. No. The Bulls,
let me just say this. We'll get to this more in a second when we do actual predictions.
Yeah. Oh, fair.
I don't think the Celtics are as good as everybody think they are.
Okay, so I have the opposite. I don't think that people know how good the Celtics are. Anyway, but no. If we can get a look at that, that'd be awesome. If not a big deal. Okay, fair enough. But yeah, no, guys, like the Chicago Bulls are playing great basketball right now at the right time. The only issue I have with this though, MJ, is it gives ownership another opportunity to see, we made the playoffs. It worked. When no, it hasn't. I'm sorry. The Chicago Bulls aren't a team that's going to get you like past maybe like a 5-game series, or excuse me, 5-game. Yeah, that's 5. It's 7-game series in the first round. Excuse me. Yeah, it's 5 games. But I said that. but 5 games. So meaning that the Celtics are going to win 4 and the Bulls will win 1.
Sorry. Okay.
So yeah, real quick though, I did want to touch on this. Caitlin Clark going to number 1 to the Indiana Fever.
Yeah.
And fastest selling, by the way, congratulations to her. Fastest selling jersey of all time in WNBA history. In fact, so fast that Nike said that there was a manufacturing error and they had to stop selling it, and it's not coming out again until August. How crazy is that?
Because so many people bought it, they didn't think they would have that type of demand.
Yeah, you know what the problem is right there? Is the people that they outsource it to, those like sweatshops overseas that they're not paying them enough, and you know what I'm saying, like, come on, that's bullshit. I'm sorry, that's kind of, I mean, you might come insensitive and mean, but come on, you're destroying like an opportunity, like you're destroying like what this young lady's doing a little bit and kind of discrediting like anyway. I don't know where I'm going with that, but I think that's bullshit. But let's keep it positive, right? Keep it positive.
Yeah.
No, I think it's awesome. I think it's great for the game, the WNBA game. This might be the first year ever in my 40 years on Earth, MJ, that I know more WNBA players than I do NCAA, or excuse me, that I know more women's basketball players than I did men's basketball players. Not even kidding.
In college?
Yep. Not even kidding. And I thought that the storyline with Caitlin Clark and with Angel Reese was absolutely awesome. I loved it. I thought that was great. I love that the Chicago Sky ended up drafting Reese too, because guess what? You got like so out of nowhere now we have Reese and versus Caitlin Clark. Those tickets are those tickets. Have you looked at those tickets already?
No.
So those tickets for that game, I can't remember the date, but tickets for that game are starting for like the nosebleed section, $200. Front row over $1,000, and that's unheard of. That is unheard.
Yeah.
I feel like
I'm not. No disrespect to Caitlin Clark specifically. I'm not doing that. I think if anybody is going to change the way that game is watched, it is Caitlin Clark. I'm not.
I love it though.
I'm not
but
going
dude,
to
I love
that.
it. I think, you know what though? I really do think that there is. Okay, so so here's my old age is showing again. Okay, I remembered when the WNBA first premiered in 1995. All right.
Wow, you are old. Dang.
So, and I'm not even kidding. I can remember the old like spiel of saying like we've got next and like all that stuff, and I was like, yeah, it's kind of cool. And I can remember the original team, like Los Angeles Sparks, like the New York Liberty, like just the Comet, or the Mercury, or whatever. Like I can remember, like I remember like those teams, and I watched the first WNBA game, and it was like Lisa Leslie and like Swoops and so like some of those cats, and like it was fine, whatever. But it was like, I think that was the last like WNBA game I watched, aside from the Sky winning the championship when they got Candace Parker. And you know why I watched that? Because they had Candace Parker, and Candace Parker was good at basketball. So what do you do to get more money into your market? And this is kind of one of those
players.
Exactly. Have more talented players, and also MJ, develop a storyline. You have a storyline with Angel Reese. You have a storyline with Caitlin Clark going against each other, but you also have 2 players that are pretty talented.
Yeah,
Caitlin Clark being more so than the other, in my opinion. But
yeah,
I love it.
I watched the women's finals, the college versus South Carolina. That was the first women's game I've watched in a long time, since UConn was on their run.
But you had a storyline. You had a storyline,
right?
You wanted to watch,
because it was UConn. It was Caitlin Clark versus a team that's lost like 3 games in the last 108 or whatever it was. So I mean, if there are more Caitlin Clarks that go into the WNBA, I'll watch. And it's one of those things where like I'll watch it if it comes on, but I'm not gonna like plan my night around watching.
No, an Indiana
Fever game.
Right, I do agree with that. Like, but you know what though, I will say, like having coached girls basketball before, that's not the main reason why I'd watch. Believe me. However, having a daughter now too, though, like now I have something I'd be like, oh, see, like you can do that, like you can, like
True.
get to that point. So it's like it's
You
kind
gotta
of like
start
a
training
different
her now.
100%. She's already made some baskets. Anyway.